92.
North Carolina 98.
Taking a ride on North Carolina 98. Happy Monday. Like Curmudgeon says, if such a thing
Continue
exists.
straight for 6 minutes to West Jewett Avenue.
I don't like Mondays, but you have to get through Monday to get to Friday. So, it's kind of a necessary evil, right? So, just a quick road ramble today, commuting into work. I'll do what I can. Whatever. I love the people. That's the only thing that keeps me going back, right? People. Can't get this seatbelt to not squish me, but hey, whatever. You have to deal with it. So, I guess today's topic is, when did I become an old codger? Matt just said something one time in one of his videos that said he can't be in his 60s because he was just 18 last month. And that's kind of how I feel, right? I can't be in my 50s because I was just 18, like literally last month. Man, to go back to those times, right? Tell you what, we took it for granted, but when I look back at the 80s and the 90s, no cell phones, no distractions. I look around when Mrs. Buckeye and I go out to eat or whatever, and hell, we're guilty of it too. Everybody's got their damn nose in their phone, and nobody's talking. Nobody's talking. And as a kid, I remember growing up, Sunday dinner was a big deal. During the week, we were allowed to keep the TV on for the news every so often, but on Sunday, it was family time. Then we'd get out games Sunday afternoon and play games. The older people took naps, which I could never understand, but now that I'm an old codger, I definitely can understand. So. And I say, when did I become an old codger? There's a lot of signs that I have. Sign number one: I'd rather stay home than go out. Now, I'm not saying travel, and I'm not saying, go do something a nice weekend with Mrs. Buckeye. Those are fun. We do that. But I'm saying things like yesterday. In my younger years, I would go to the bar, whether I was drinking or not, a sports bar typically, and I'd have watched those football games. And I'd have had food and mingled with people, and don't want to go now. Rather stay at home. That's sign number one. Sign number two, I guess, is by about 9 o'clock, I'm beat. It's time for bed. I don't know when the hell that happened. I used to be the guy that was up till 11 or midnight, and then would shut it off just to get 4 to 6 hours sleep, and that's what I lived on.
In 1 mile, turn left on West Jewett.
If I got 4 to 6 hours sleep now, I would be a zombie for 2 days, if not longer. Ain't no way I could do that now. If I don't get a solid 8 to 9, I'm in trouble. To go along with this sign, I'm also finding I'm getting up earlier. And I remember the day you used to sleep till 10, 11, noon on Saturdays. Now, if I sleep past 7, 7:30, it's a miracle. And it's getting earlier, so I'm sure those days of 5, 5:30 are rapidly approaching me as I become an old codger. That's sign 2. Sign 3, I'm starting to eat less. Some of it's intentional because I'm trying to lose some weight, which I'm working very hard on, and it's starting to work. Some of it's not intentional. You know, in my younger years, I remember just being able to pig the hell out and eat. Now, I have a small plate of food, I'm done. Sign 3. We don't have newspapers anymore. If we did, I'm quite sure I would subscribe and read one. They're all online. There are print, but I don't get them. So that's a potential sign I'm avoiding. So I guess that's not really a sign. We can't really count that then. In my pipe smoking, I've noticed a big trend. Man, I used to chase, when I first got into this thing, the newest pipes, and I'd buy the Peterson St. Pat pipe every year, and the Savinelli Christmas pipe, and on occasion I'll grab one, but hell, I'm happy, just as happy smoking a cob. That's mostly what I smoke anymore. Not that a cob makes you a codger, but I guess not having pad and chasing all the pipes, the pipe acquisition disorder, kind of makes me smarter, which kind of lends to being a smart codger. And then there's pipe tobacco. Recently, I'd sold off all my Frogmorton cellars, all my bags of Esoterica. I still got all my tins of Esoterica. I'll probably sell those off. I don't grab that stuff anymore. I grab a Codger blend or an aromatic, and I'm just happy to death with it. I don't care about chasing the McClellans and finding that. I mean, if it's there and I'll have a bowl, but now they still hook me on the small batch crap. And still, I gotta watch out because I can still be a sucker for that. But, you know, I've got a lot of small batch in my cellar that's aged now that's probably worth something to some folks. You know, when I think about Sands of Pokro and the first release of Carolina Red Flake and the Sun Bear, and I'm not getting rid of Sun Bear because that's a good one. But I got a lot of that in the cellar. I think I got 8 or 9 tins of Sun Bear left. But I don't grab it. I grab an Arrow or Carter Hall. Just as happy with that. Smoke's a smoke to me anymore. That might be a sign of codgerism. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it's just, I don't know, tasting. I don't know. I like to believe it's codgerism. There's signs. Don't know when I became a codger, but I'm kind of enjoying it. And I don't say codger derogatively. I think it's an honor to be a codger. I just hope I don't become a curmudgeon codger. There's really only enough room in the YTPC for one curmudgeon, and he's curmudgeon enough for the lot of us, so I want to be a happy, friendly codger. I've often told Mrs. Buckeye, and I don't know that I can really do this, but I could live in a cabin in the mountains with my pipes and my books and read and enjoy the day and take nature walks and hikes and come down for supplies once a month, and that would be plenty for me. Once a month would be plenty to see people. I might have to do it twice a month. but be a more like a hermit than a codger. I read a book one time, A Stranger in the Woods, and I did a review if you could look back to the channel. And that guy, I kind of envied. He walked into the woods in his early 20s, and I think he was in the woods for 20 to 30 years. Totally away from people. He would go steal what he needed, food and stuff like that, but stayed away from people. When they found him, he had the glasses that he wore in high school still. Hell, he couldn't see out of them because his prescription had changed so much, but he still had the glasses he was wearing in high school. And the man was in his 40s or 50s. I can't remember exactly how long he was in the woods, but you know, what would it be like to just walk into the woods and go off the grid? I'm probably not there. I'm not that codgerish. I still enjoy talking to people. Maybe I come down out of my cabin once a week and have breakfast with the other codgers and talk about the old days. I do miss that. I used to do that in Illinois at my favorite little restaurant, Ollie's Pantry. I probably took every meal, almost every meal. On occasion I would cook at home, but from the time I got divorced in 2006 until the time I left Illinois in 2014, I probably ate the lion's share of my meals at Ollie's Pantry. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, at least one meal a day. Sometimes I was known to get breakfast and dinner there. But I enjoyed sitting around and listening to the old farmers talk. The guys that used to be truck drivers back in the day. And talk about times during the war and how things were scarce and had to drink chicory coffee. Or I could do that. Anyhow, would love to hear from you guys. Have you become a codger yet? Gray in the beard. Mrs. Buckeye made me trim yesterday. I was looking scruffy, and it was getting really gray. But yeah, I'm getting old. I'm getting old, and I'm becoming a codger, and I'm loving it. Loving it. So, have you become a codger yet? Do you look forward to becoming a codger? Why or why not? You know, if you want to do a VR to this or respond below deck, hey, love to hear your stories. Take care. I got 34 more miles to go and not looking forward to getting there, but whatever. Thanks a lot for watching. Really appreciate you guys if you watch this whole video. You know, take care of each other. Pay it forward. Do something nice for somebody.
In 1 mile, turn right on US 401 North.
Just yesterday I was thinking about maybe putting together little bags, you know, going to the dollar store or to the dollar bin or the travel bin at Walmart and grabbing a deodorant, a small toothpaste, a toothbrush, you know, maybe some couple pairs of socks, things like that, and making little kits out of them. When I see a homeless person or somebody on the side of the road that's down on their luck, maybe throw a couple bucks in there, you know, a couple singles or a little bit of quarters. Enough to, you know, change somebody's life a little bit. You know, hey, dry socks are everything. Be able to brush your teeth.
Turn right on US 401 North.
Of course, those that are looking for
Flex
money
US
for
401 South.
booze or dope wouldn't care for that, but hey, it's the thought that counts. I think I might do that. Taking care of people best as you can.
Keep
Hey,
left. Then make
wash
a
your damn
turn on
hands.
US 401 South.
We'll see you next time. Have a great day, everybody.